Hello there, and welcome to the weekly Outside Views report on Scottish politics. Views are being sought in Scotland on groundbreaking proposals to help grow local economies and ensure more money stays in the hands of communities. The Scottish Government is consulting the public on plans for new community wealth building legislation, the first of its kind in the world, as part of its wider strategy to transform Scotland's economy. The consultation launched last week will run for 12 weeks and seeks community, business, and wider feedback on proposals to place a legal duty on public bodies such as health authorities and local councils to use the economic levers they have, for example, in sourcing goods and services, to support the transformation of local and regional economies. And they always also want to promote cooperative social enterprise and employee-owned businesses to ensure that more wealth which is generated locally stays local. They want to create fair work opportunities for local people and those who face barriers to employment. They want to ensure land and property are used for the benefit of local communities, business, and the environment. Community Wealth Minister Tom Arthur launched the consultation at the Red Lion Inn in Culross in Fife, a community-owned pub and key local employer which aims to reinvest its profits back into the community. People are being encouraged to share their views on how a Scottish Government disability benefit supports their mobility needs. The consultation on for disability payment mobility elements will gather evidence to feed into a wider independent review. Ministers committed to this review to ensure the payment meets people's needs now and in the future. The mobility element, one of two components to the payment, supports people who have difficulties moving around or planning and following journeys. Adult disability payment, delivered by Social Security Scotland, was launched in August 22 to replace the UK government's personal independence payment. It provides financial support to people aged between 16 and state pension age who are disabled or have a long-term health condition or terminal illness. And there are two parts, the mobility element and a daily living element for people who experience difficulties with day-to-day activities such as preparing a meal or bathing. The Justice Secretary has announced the introduction of measures to ensure the ongoing safety of prisoners, while the Scottish Prison Service undertakes a review of the management of trans prisoners. The measures will be in place until the reviews are completed and will mean that no newly convicted transgender person with any history of violence against women will be placed in a female prison, including female sections of prisons traditionally used to house males. And any transgender prisoner with this history will not be moved from a male to a female prison. Parents and guardians who get qualifying benefits or tax credits and who have a child born between March 1st in 2017 and February 28th in 2018 are being urged to check whether they should apply for Best Start Grant School age payment as this year's deadline approaches. Applications for the one-off payment of £267.65 per child, which can be used for books, bags, clothes and equipment for school, have to be submitted by midnight on the February 28th closing date. The Scottish Government introduced automatic payments for early learning payment and school age payment in November 22. Parents and guardians who get Scottish child payment will get school age payment automatically when their child reaches eligibility and within the school age payment window of June 1st to February 28th. I could say the word this time. There are some people who don't qualify for Scottish child payment that could be eligible for school age payment, including those who get housing benefit. There may be others who choose not to apply for Scottish child payment who can still apply for school age payment. There are also parents and guardians who opted out of automatic payments so they could have more control around when they receive this money. All of these people are being urged to check if they could be due school age payment and to apply if they do. Statistics last week revealed that more than £105.8 million has been paid by Social Security Scotland in the Best Start group of payments, which also includes pregnancy and baby payment and early learning payment. Deputy First Minister John Swinney is urging MSPs to back the Scottish Government's budget for 23-24 as it delivers for the people of Scotland. Speaking ahead of the Stage 1 budget bill debate, Mr. Swinney said that in a difficult financial environment, the budget focused resources on the three key priorities of delivering sustainable public services, transforming the economy to deliver a just transition to net zero, and taking direct action to eradicate child poverty. It includes more than £13 billion for health and social care and £1 billion for early learning and childcare provision. It also supports those hardest hit by the cost of living crisis, with £442 million invested in the unique Scottish Child Payment and £20 million for the Fuel Insecurity Fund to help households at risk of self-disconnecting or self-rationing their energy use. A comprehensive plan to ensure the recovery of wild Atlantic salmon populations in Scotland has been published. Developed in partnership with stakeholders, the Wild Salmon Strategy Implementation Plan covers 5 priority themes: managing recreational angling, understanding pressures in marine and coastal environment, international collaborations, modernizing legislation, and improving the condition of rivers. The plan brings together a range of actions being undertaken across government which will benefit wild salmon recovery. Examples include improving salmon habitat through peatland restoration to improve water quality, improving wastewater treatment works, and removing barriers to migration, such as weirs associated with historic industry. Salmon are sensitive to rising water temperatures, and riverside tree planting projects, which help keep river waters cool, will increase, while the approach to water scarcity will be reviewed. A delivery group involving a range of stakeholders will oversee progress of the plan and publish an annual report, while a scientific advisory board will be established to coordinate research and monitoring activities. An analysis of the environmental and socio-economic benefits arising from a healthy wild salmon population will also ensure the value of the species is recognized. And this concludes this week's video on Scottish politics. I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.